one thing about love is it's very powerful. It's very consuming. It can be very confusing for a lot of people. So when you find yourself approaching the threshold of a love affair, always proceed with caution. Love is very serious. Love is addictive. And if you have been or are in love, you can relate to that. You know there's some truth to that. Now, when that love approaches you and you find yourself falling into it, as they say, falling into love, it can sweep you up off your feet. It can really change some things. Sometimes for the good, sometimes for the bad. Sometimes love can bring the best out of people. And in other situations, it can bring the worst out. There's no prerequisites that are required or asked of anybody before they can fall into love, partake in this game of love, right? There's no background checks. There's no certifications you have to get. Anybody can do it. It's open and free for all, right? But the thing is, when people fall into these love affairs, depending on what state of mind you're in, depending on where you are in your life, it can have a whole different effect on you, depending on whatever background traumas you may have, your history. Love is going to look different for everybody. And so when you have people coming together, they have these different ideas of what love is and what it means and how to express it. Well, it makes it pretty simple to see how that can sometimes become very tumultuous. It could become a roller coaster. It can be very, it can cause a lot of friction, right? Because while everyone is partaking in this love of another, a lot of people haven't really gotten down the basics of loving oneself first. And I say basics, it's basic, it should be basic, right? You know, we've heard the saying, how can you love someone else when you don't love yourself? And we hear this a lot, and people are like, yeah, I love myself. But do you really? How many situations in life you may have been in and you've harmed yourself? You've, all of the things that you do when you fall in love with someone else, you haven't done that for yourself. You know, the dating, even down to dating. How often have you took yourself on dates? When no one else will go to the movies with you, did you go to the movies with yourself? Or do you say, I'm not going to go because no one will go with me? How often have you looked at yourself in the mirror and told yourself all of the wonderful things that you would say to somebody else, right? So we save a lot of these, these compliments and all of this, all of these expressions of love for another. But have you done that for yourself? So it's all of these things that we overlook, not realizing that they're sending a message to yourself constantly of whether or not you're worthy of love. So you take a person who have been receiving and sending, because you're the sender and the receiver. Oftentimes you have been sending these messages to yourself that you're not worthy of love, and you take a person like that and then they get into a love affair. What do you think happens? They begin to project, right? Anytime the other person seems to not be receiving the love the way they think they should receive it, or they're not giving it to that person the way they think they should be getting it. All of these situations begin to cause friction. So if you're not careful, love can really mess with you. You can have somebody who's doing great in their life, right? Everything's going well financially, everything's good. They get in love and they see their finances begin to change. They get pulled into this other direction. You can have somebody who seems mentally and emotionally sound. They get into love and all of a sudden they seem like they're just going crazy. So this isn't to say don't fall in love or avoid situations of love. It's to say you might want to do the groundwork first with yourself. See where you at within before you enter a love affair. And then if you are already in one, it's a good opportunity. It's not a situation where you say, oh, it's too late for me, I'm already in a crazy love affair. This can actually possibly give some clarity to what you may be experiencing. And you can take a step back to see that some of the things you've been perceiving, some of the things you felt like was, coming to you and being hurtful from the person that you're in love with, a lot of that stuff could possibly be some things that's going on within yourself. And instead of requiring a whole bunch of extra quote unquote love from the other person, you could take some of that energy and begin to give that love to yourself. And you'll find that some of the stresses, some of the headaches that you've been having will begin to kind of resolve. Things will balance out. You were searching for all of that love outside somewhere, but once you connected with yourself, you realize that a lot of times you have a whole lot of that love that you need already within you. You have to activate it, cultivate it, receive it. You got love. You are love. And from there, we'll find our love affairs blossoming because we have cultivated the first love, which is the love affair with ourselves. Become the love that you desire.